Hey friends, happy Friday the 4th of March. It's nice to take a moment and to pray with you. I'm Father Bill Hill, one of the priests at Holy Spirit Catholic Community in Rock Springs, Wyoming. I'll give you a daily reflection. The readings are posted in the sidebar. Click that link, read those readings prayerfully, and then spend some time with God. Turn off your screen and just pray. Don't doom scroll, but pray and be with God before you move on to other things. Today is the memorial of Saint Casimir of Poland and Lithuania. I forgot yesterday, St. Catherine Drexel, an American saint, forgive me, but St. Casimir was a Polish prince and renowned for his holiness and living the life of the gospel even amidst all of the temptations of the world. And Poland and Lithuania are next door neighbors to Ukraine and Russia. Important for us to keep praying for that part of the world, and especially on a day of penance, a day of abstinence from meat. I do invite you to offer up your sufferings and the challenges of life for people that are really suffering and living under the threat of violence. And don't just pray for Ukraine, pray for Russia, pray for Syria, pray for Yemen as well. Okay, we have a reading from the prophet Isaiah and a reading from the Gospel of Matthew. Isaiah is telling the people that externally fasting or just giving up a little bit of bread or sitting in ashcloth, hey, that's great. But that's not the true desire of fasting. So the second part of this, right? This is a fast, a day acceptable to the Lord. This is the fasting that I wish. Releasing those bound unjustly, untying the thongs of the yoke, setting free the oppressed, breaking every yoke, sharing your bread with the hungry, sheltering the oppressed and the homeless, clothing the naked when you see them, and not turning your back on your own. God willing, we can accept the challenge that exists here. It's not just works of charity, but it's being people of justice as well. The expression of this that might be helpful is that it's good for us to care for the poor, but we're also asked to ask the questions, why are they poor? And am I, or the systems and structures and styles of society that I support, helping to make that present as well? And one of the things of the polarization of the United States that really breaks my heart is that the term social justice warrior is an insult and a put down. Because we as Catholics have the best, most well-developed social justice teaching of any of the Christian churches. And it is, frankly, a light for the nations. And we've had it, it's not a new thing. We've had it for 150 years. And the popes and the councils of the church and the bishops have developed what this looks like and helped us to think about this. So please, I just ask you, do not ever use SJW or social justice warrior as an insult, because the prophets speak of justice. Jesus speaks of justice. We as followers of Jesus in the midst of the world are called to be people of justice. So I just invite you to read those words of Isaiah, to let the prophet of the Old Testament continue to challenge us and challenge our hearts and invite us to be different. And, that may express itself in politics, but this is so much more ancient and so much more present than just the fights of political parties. These are people that we are called to see with our eyes and love with our hearts, created in the image and likeness of God, just like you and I. So, the gospel, we have kind of an ironic teaching because it's a teaching of why Jesus' disciples didn't fast in his midst. But, of course, we're reading this on the day that the church has invited us to actions of penance. Many of us may fast today, certainly a day of abstaining from meat. And so Jesus says, well, my disciples don't fast, right? He's known as a glutton and a drunkard. But the days will come when they will fast. And friends, those are the days today. And so I just invite you, what are you doing today? How are you living into the self-sacrifice of Jesus Christ? And the challenge is to not let whatever it is, our fasting or our letting go of meat or other sorts of ways of denying ourselves, don't just focus on that. Don't dwell on that and be like, boy, I can't wait until today is over. Instead, give it up, offer it up, right? For people that are living in violence, for people that don't have enough to eat, for people who feel unloved or unwelcome or unwanted. Like to really allow our hearts to be broken. And as whatever it is that is uncomfortable today kind of scratches at us every single time that we think, boy, a cheeseburger would be nice. Boy, it sure would be nice to do such and so. Just stop and offer that to the God of all creation. To especially offer it for whatever your intention is today. The days will come when the disciples of Jesus will fast. Let us embrace the self-denial that we've been called to today, not for its own sake, but that our hearts may grow in love, that we may truly engage the fast as we are called to by the Lord through Isaiah, be connected to all creation, to be one in mind and heart, and see in our neighbor the need to work for the sake of Christ. All right, friends, what are you praying for today? Who is suffering that you need to spend this day and offer it to the Lord? Read those readings prayerfully, then spend some time with God. God bless you.